Well, Google is banning ads from appearing near any content that it deems has false information on climate change. And now YouTube, which it owns, is blocking misinformation on all vaccines, COVID, and other approved vaccines. Let's bring in Joe Toscano. He's a former Google consultant. He is featured in the Netflix documentary, Social Dilemma. Great to have you back. I am curious about this in terms of climate change. Let me read the Google statement. In recent years, we've heard directly from a growing number of our advertising and publisher partners who have expressed concerns about ads that run alongside or promote inaccurate claims about climate change. So 2 questions. They often will say that it's the advertisers that are complaining, that that's why they're taking action. The second thing is, who gets to decide at Google what is an inaccurate claim about climate change?
Those are a good couple questions. I think for the first one, I've heard plenty of times advertisers asking to be removed. I think that is a big thing, and it is making change on the platform. So I don't think that that's a problem. The second part there is the bigger question we should be asking, which is who gives them the right to make these decisions, and how is it going to ultimately impact the distribution of information across the globe?
Yeah, but Joe, sorry about the interruption. That whole thing about ads that run alongside, that the advertisers don't want them linked. We've heard that from Facebook. We hear that from Google. I mean, is that the case online, that you would find ads there?
Yeah, I do hear that a lot from advertisers, right? They're getting more concerned because of brand image and association with content that they're not in favor of. And so as the major spenders on the platform, that's where this change is coming from. They will start to remove their money from the platform if they feel that it's damaging to their brand and their reputation.
I get that, but is it true that that's where the ads are placed? Because, I mean, frankly, when I'm online, I don't make the connection. Am I missing something, or is this just the rationale that's said publicly?
No, it's real, for sure. And I think the big thing here is that a lot of these advertisers, a lot of these people, companies spending millions of dollars a year, they don't even know where all their ads are going most of the time. That's the bigger problem here, is how are they really going to untangle all of this? It is going to be a big challenge, but it is something I know is in industry, big conversation right now.
Okay, last point here. You had the New York Post canceling. It was canceled on Twitter because of the Hunter Biden story, since restored. But during the election, I think they were banned for about a month. You had the President of the United States, 45th president. You've got the climate change debate now. Where does this end? Where does this go? What am I missing here?
That's a great question. I think that is the question we should be discussing. Out of all of this, we need to be discussing where does it end and what are the limitations to it, really? What are the rules around this? What about all these other issues that are on the internet? There's child trafficking, there's pornography reaching kids in ways that they shouldn't be. There's a bunch of things happening that this is one issue. There are thousands of issues. How do we handle those issues? Who's responsible for making those decisions? And at what point do we declare that these companies are more than just platforms creating a platform to talk about information, and they are actually publishers curating content themselves?
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. It just seems like there's a real slippery slope here as you keep adding issue after issue. And believe me, the climate change one is that will get heated pretty quickly because settled science will be debated and on and on. So I think that Google's basically having a tiger by its tail, so to speak. Joe, thanks for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Joe.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.